Get informed on what is happening in our political scenes and people who are making headlines in different parts of the country and the world, right here at TAS TV. Join me, Lavin Nyagoa, as I bring to you weekly news highlights that are factual every Friday at 4 o'clock. See you then.
This is the newest, most exciting entertainment show where nothing is off limits. We bring you real, authentic, and raw conversations. Enjoy good vibes, fashion, and lifestyle from your favorite celebrities. Fun, trending topics, games, and educative segments. Every Tuesdays from 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. with me, Lavin Nyagoa and Hazel Jeru, only on The Unfiltered.
Good evening. It's another beautiful Wednesday that we get to meet here again to celebrate the milestones of persons living with HIV and AIDS. And today's topic is HIV and the vulnerable population. So why exactly is it important to know who these people are and why are they vulnerable in the community? So guys, as always, I have an amazing expert in studio who's going to be taking us through that very topic. And before we get to that, remember to follow TAS TV across all social media platforms. That is TAS TV_KE on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, TAS TV on Facebook, TAS TV official on YouTube, and www.tastv.co.ke on our website. Without so much talking, let's get straight into today's episode. Sasa, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today.
I'm humbled.
Please introduce yourself, tell us who you are and why we are here today.
Thank you so much. My name is Boniface Odur. I come from LVCT Health.
Yes.
I've done community health and HIV and AIDS management. In addition to that, I'm also a sugar facilitator. And sugar is a program that is mostly used by this organization, HIV prevention oriented organization in relation to HIV prevention.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what an intro. One person, a jack of all trades, has so many titles, and why not have that person just to take us through what we have here today? So without wasting so much time,
yes,
let's start with the most basic. We have HIV and the vulnerable population.
Oh, yes.
So who are this vulnerable population?
Thank you so much. Now, in relation to HIV,
yes,
when we talk about vulnerable population, then we are simply talking about this population that is at high risk. The term is at high risk of getting HIV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what determines the vulnerability aspect.
The vulnerability aspect of it.
Yeah.
So just to mention a few, we have people, the commercial sex workers.
Thank you.
We have children living with HIV and AIDS, yes, children born with it. I hope I'm saying the right thing.
You are right.
So what are some of the unique challenges that these people live with, or rather expose themselves to?
Thank you. I also want us to note this, that these people, yes, are at risk of getting HIV, but that is not their choice.
Yes.
Right? Now, what exposed these people to maybe the risk of getting HIV could also sometimes be associated with poverty.
Yeah.
Right? Because that commercial sex workers, that person is just doing a business just like any other person.
Exactly.
Just like you here, right?
Yes.
They are doing that to earn a living. So it is because of maybe the situation at home, or maybe the lack of job that is making this person to get out of the street to have sex for money, right? So other aspect that also would put somebody at risk of getting HIV is maybe the members of the community, sometimes they lack information about HIV, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have information that maybe having multiple sexual partners would put you at risk of getting HIV, then you would do it as a model, you know, as a trend, like just as our youths are doing nowadays.
Yeah.
They're just having a lot of sexual partners because that is what is trending.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so how then do we help these people get access to information?
Oh, thank you. That is a good question. Now we have this organization that are implementing HIV prevention programs. Sawa.
Yeah.
So when we link these people to this kind of organization, then they will get the information. And I believe, and you'll also agree with me, that
Yeah.
information is power.
It's power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we link them to the organization, and then we can also use the platform such as this one to give the information to these people.
Okay.
Right. So after giving them information, it is also good if these people can also be empowered.
Yeah.
So the empowerment aspect of it also, we put it in board.
Okay,
Yes.
so when we talk about empowerment, so what are the strategies or interventions that, you know, have been used to successfully get to these key populations in the society to help with especially, you know, the HIV prevention and care?
The HIV prevention and care.
Yes.
Now let us talk about maybe a vulnerable girl, a minor.
Yeah.
You know, a minor is somebody who have not attained the age of
18 years old.
And this person is HIV, is sexually active.
Yes.
Now, this is how we are going to help this person. And this is what I would also advise the government also to support.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of young girls who are at risk of getting HIV and they have not gotten a place where they can be rescued.
Yeah.
So for such like person, we enroll this person into a program, including the Boresha Jamii Initiative, the DREAMS program and all that. So when we enroll this person in a certain HIV prevention program, we are not enrolling this person because necessarily is HIV positive or not, but is exposed. So when you enroll this person, then we start by giving the information, number one, about HIV prevention. Sawa.
Yeah.
And as I had said earlier in my introduction, that I'm a sugar facilitator. And sugar is a HIV prevention program that tend to give information about HIV prevention. Right? So we enroll this person in sugar classes. This class will go for 5 days, and we basically talk about the behaviors. Sawa. What kind of behaviors that would put this girl at risk of getting HIV? Number one, we address the issue of having multiple sexual partner, right?
Yeah.
We also address the issue of correct and consistent condom use. In that aspect, we also involve a reproductive health topic like family planning and all that, right? So at the end of the day, we would be able to achieve a behavior change to this girl.
Yeah.
After that, then we would ask ourselves, why will this girl get out of the street to look for money? Why would this girl get a lot of men to have sex with just to pay rent? Then we can also empower this girl with a skill, maybe tailoring skills, catering skills, so that at the end of the day, when this girl gets out of the program, he's empowered enough, he can open a salon and run it and earn a living out of it.
Yes.
By so doing, the risk of the vulnerability of this girl have been dramatically reduced.
Exactly. Okay, so let's now talk about discrimination and stigma that comes with, you know, HIV prevention and care. You've talked about support groups that are out here, and we've seen people portray persons who also help with, you know, these support groups as people who have the HIV and AIDS, looking at it from, you know, the layman's perspective.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So tuko na wale wenye, because they are doing this job, I'm so sure probably you've also encountered this, you are also HIV positive. That is a mentality that people have in the society. So that brings a lot some sort of stigma and discrimination. So how then do we deal with this stigma so that people out there also get to understand that, you know, this is just a job and this is just me helping somebody who has this, but we also protect these people.
Oh, yes. Now, you will agree with me that we are still fighting on how we can bring about an AIDS-free generation because of stigma and discrimination that is attached to this.
Yes.
Now, the community that we live in tend to believe that somebody who is HIV positive is promiscuous.
Yeah.
Meaning this person have got a lot of sexual partners. That is what they believe in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they also believe that that person who is HIV positive have done something to deserve that, which is not true. That one will take us back to how can somebody get HIV. You can also get HIV even when you've not done, maybe you've not engaged in sex, right?
Yeah.
We have those children who are born with HIV, from, we call them HIV exposed infant.
Yeah.
No, they were not born in that family by choice. So when you tend to discriminate this kind of a person, then you are telling us that we are not going to achieve our global goal of having an AIDS-free generation, right? So it is also important to let the community know that HIV is actually not a killer disease, right? It is not a killer disease, and we can work on this. And then you will also realize that even those people who are outside there in the street, like the sex workers, if we would have 10 of them here with us, then you will realize that 6 of them are not even HIV positive. Because they gotten the right information about using the HIV prevention drugs, including the PEP and PrEP. So our community also need to know that HIV is not a killer disease, and number one, no one is immune to it. So everyone can get HIV. But again, how do we support these people who are HIV positive to continue living a positive life? We need also to support them at family level, right? Maybe you have maybe let's say 5 children, and one of them is HIV positive. What are you going to do to support this person? He's already HIV positive. You cannot chase him away. You cannot disown this child. But you're going to support him, and this support will go a long run of also making sure that this person have got a good health at the end of the day, to also continue living just like the other child. Right.
Okay, so let's now talk about, we have different factors in the society that contribute to certain things. For instance, we have the cultural factors, we have the social factors that contribute to the vulnerability of this kind of groups. To mention up earlier, we have factors that expose them to, why are they going to out there to do certain things to get certain things. So looking at this, how can this be addressed?
The issue of
the factors that we have, the social factors, the economic factors that contribute to exposing the vulnerable population more when it comes to HIV and prevention.
Thank you so much for that. I think in that aspect, we are also going to include the general population and not only the key population. Because also the general population are also at risk of getting HIV. And then somebody would want to know what is the difference between a key population and a general population. General population is this person who is not that sexually active. Being not sexually active doesn't mean you don't do sex. You can agree with me, right? But maybe when you look at maybe the number of sexual partners, you maybe have less than 2 sexual partners. You don't have sex for money, because for us to determine whether you are a key population or a general population, then we need to do what we call HIV screening. Then when we do screening and realize that maybe in the past 1 year you have had sex for money, right? Then that one qualifies you to be in the other group. When we've realized that you, at one point, within a span of 1 year, you had sex with more than 3 partners, then that one also qualifies you to be in the other group. Now, this is how we are going to address this. Well, let us start with the social issues or the cultural issues in the community. Now, there is a way our community tends to define women, right? That women they are supposed to take care of the family, they are supposed to serve children, they are supposed to cook and all that. And this one makes them put them more vulnerable to HIV than men. So we also need to start from there at a family level, right? That in this family, everyone have got a right even to decide when to have sex, how to have it, and all that.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa. And then we should also address the issue of maybe in other communities up to date,
Yeah.
they force their girls to go and get married to whoever they want.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yes.
So we also need to address that, that let this girl choose by herself. And that's why we are empowering them.
Yeah.
Right? So that is how we should address the social and cultural issues. Now, let us come back to economical aspect of it.
Yes.
How does that one contribute to vulnerability? At one point, we said that poverty is a contributing factor to gender-based violence.
Yeah.
And GBV is also a contributing factor to vulnerability aspect of HIV. Now, if we are going to empower the members of our community, if we are going to empower the girl child,
Yeah.
with information, number one,
Yes.
they should get information. We're going to empower them with the necessary skills that they need. Then I don't see why a girl in our community today will have a reason to get out of the street. You get this?
Yes.
If we are also going to give information to these men who have sex with other men about HIV prevention, because for them, the men who have sex with other men, the gays and all those other special group, we are not going to change them.
Yes.
Because that is what they have chosen to be. And then you also realize that we are not moral police.
Yes.
You get this? So we are not supposed to use ourselves as a standard to measure, others. That if you are not like me, then you are not right.
Exactly.
That is not it. Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
So the only thing we can do is to give them information that when you're having a sex, in whatever way you're going to have it, then let us think about using protection.
Yes.
And the protection we're talking about condom. Let us use these prevention drugs. Let us use PrEP. And PEP, the post-exposure prophylaxis and pre-exposure prophylaxis for HIV prevention.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. What an in-depth explanation we've got there. So let's now talk about drug and substance abuse. From where you sit, these are some of the things, or some of the key factors that contribute to the general and the key population getting exposed to HIV and AIDS. So what role does substance abuse and especially injection of the drugs that we have play in the transmission of HIV and AIDS?
Thank you so much for that. We had said before that the key population also include these people who inject drugs.
Yeah.
This one would also put them at risk of getting HIV. Then I want us to go back and ask ourselves this question. You've been in campus before.
Yeah.
And especially this environment where we are today with schools around, youth doing all over every other thing. You would ask yourself, how can somebody start just taking drugs anyhow?
Yeah.
Some of us came to this place, we were very holy, we knew nothing, totally nothing about the drugs, because we came all along from the community, from ule mashinani, and then you came, get exposed and, get that drug is a good thing. How did it started? Now that is the question.
Yeah.
That we need to ask ourselves, and even the parents back at home should be asking their children that how did it started. Now, for injecting drug users, you will find these people, especially in maybe in the street of our cities.
Yeah.
Maybe using heroin, cocaine, and all that.
Yeah.
They don't have access to maybe the needles and the syringe, so they will tend to share.
Yeah.
That in Imbogi, this is what we are using. So I inject myself. In Akupati, you also do the same. You give the other person hivo. So if one person is HIV positive in this, in this cycle, then there is high chance of transmitting the infection to all these people.
Exactly.
Right? So that one would also contribute to the same.
Yeah.
And then when we come to behavioral aspect of it, then you will agree with me that when you just walk to a pub, very sober, wanaingianga wakiwa wanyenyekevu sana. Just give me chupa mbili and you know, I just want to have good time na niende nyumbani. And then after 2 hours ameongeza mbili, after 3 hours ameongeza tena ingine. And then this person now, for example, this is a man, you now start seeing, you know, every woman to be beautiful in that club. And you're like, you know, can I have your number and all that? So kama mlikuwa mmeenda huko kama mbogi, you know, we are students, tumemaliza mtihani, we are going to have fun, then there is high chance that when you're going to have sex with one of these people whom you have in your group, then you will not think about using protection.
Exactly.
It means your way of judgment will be somehow interfered with the drug.
Yeah.
So you will not think about using condom.
Yeah.
Right? Then you will also, you know, have an increased appetite of having sex. So it means you can have sex with anyone and wake up tomorrow and you're like, what happened to me? Right? So that is also one of the things that is putting especially our youths at high risk of getting HIV.
Yeah.
If you go to the global statistic, you will find that youths are at high risk of getting HIV even than the older generation.
Yeah.
It is because of their behavior. And one of the behavior is drug and alcohol abuse. That is also contributing to this.
Yes. Okay, guys. So we have so much information that Boniface here is giving us. So why don't we go on a short commercial break, and then I'll see you after that. We come back with so much more. And remember to also send in your feedback on the number 0798-154-042 or comment down on our YouTube channel. The name of the channel is TAS TV Official, or Facebook at TAS TV, or www.co.ke on our website. See you in a bit.
Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, 2nd floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic. Leo tuko barabara ya MKU, tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
At TAS Media Institute, we let you discover your talent.
This is the newest, most exciting entertainment show where nothing is off limits. We bring you real, authentic, and raw conversations.
Enjoy good vibes, fashion, and lifestyle from your favorite celebrities.
Fun, trending topics, games, and educative segments.
Every Tuesdays from 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. With me, Lavin Nyagoa,
And Hazel Jeru.
only on The Unfiltered. Get informed on what is happening in our political scenes and people who are making headlines in different parts of the country and the world, right here at TAS TV. Join me, Lavin Nyagoa, as I bring to you weekly news highlights that are factual every Friday at 4 o'clock. See you then. Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, second floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family's story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic Lotko barabara ya MKU. Tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
At TAS Media Institute, we let you discover your talent.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in case you're just joining us now, we are discussing HIV and the vulnerable population, or rather vulnerable, the key population, and the general population. That is what we are talking about. Remember to send in your feedback at TAS TV Official on YouTube, TAS TV on Facebook, www.tastv.co.ke on our website, as well as the number 0798154042. Send in your SMSs and let us know what you think. So tunaendelea from where we stopped. We've come back, and now it's that time that we discuss, let's talk about, the importance of access to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health when it comes to, HIV, and how this helps watoto, wasichana, the boys, the young people in the society.
Oh, yes. In relation to reproductive health,
Yeah.
it is very, very important that our girls, our boys and girls should come to, to be educated about this, about their sexual health and all that. Because the issue of the defilement, rape cases. Some of these cases have been reported because our young boys and girls do not have an information about their reproductive health, right? So maybe you get to find that msichana akiwa kwao nyumbani, yule msichana mdogo, mjakazi, ule mfanyikazi wa boma yao anamwambia let me do this to and this to you, right? Kwa sababu hajui what is not supposed to be done, the parts that this person is not supposed to touch, because ana information about this. Sawa. So when this happens, then our girls are also at risk of getting at risk, and that's why we are saying that the Ministry of Education should also incorporate this in education system. So that our boys and girls should be educated about their reproductive health from early childhood education. Because sai watu wanakuwa haraka sana. Maybe from grade 5 going forward, they should be educated.
Okay. So let's now that you've mentioned the Ministry of Education, let's talk straight on, you know, the importance, or rather the role that education is playing to create more awareness in reducing HIV vulnerability in the society.
I will agree that the education sector have been playing a very big role, but I want to believe there is still a very big gap to be covered as far as creating an environment for education or educating these girls about their health is concerned. We will agree that there is a gap that the government also needs to consider. And then in terms of support and all that, I've seen the other organization, the community-based organization, the non-governmental organization, and even churches have been playing a very big role in educating these people. So I want to ask the government that they should also support these organizations so that they can run smoothly. They should come out with policies that will enable this organization to continue supporting these girls, boys and girls in the community.
Okay, talking about community-based organizations, we have seen them do so much work in the society without government support, which is why I believe you're saying the government should do a lot more to help them run. And you find that dealing with the communities, and especially the slums that we have in the country, ni ngumu sana at one particular point. So what is it that should exactly be done, aside from the funding, of course, to help them run properly and help other people? What else should be done to support these organizations to make sure that the work they are putting out is nisawa, for lack of a better word?
I think it is very important for the CBO, the NGOs also to sign an MOU with the government so that they can work hand in hand. Because you will realize that these the organization and the government have been running at a parallel direction.
Independently.
So every part have been running independently. So if all these things are encapsulated together, then we are going to achieve a lot. Because you will find that these CBOs and organizations, some of them do not have access to government facilities. Some of them do not have access to the hospitals, where they would also want to support. They don't have access to some schools around, and that is why I said before that the Ministry of Education also need to work hand in hand with these people, with the organizations. So I think if they will come up with policies to enable them work harmoniously, then we are going to achieve a lot.
Okay, so let's now talk about the youth. From where you sit, you said the youth are the ones who are at high risk of getting HIV and AIDS. So what then should the government do to ensure that they are supporting this group of people to help them?
Thank you. That is what I said. But do you agree?
You tell me, what do you think? That is why we are here.
You know, you also fall in that age cohort. So do you agree that youths are at high risk of getting?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yes. So what is the question?
So the question is, what then should the government do to ensure that they are helping this group of people ndo wasijipate in such a state, you know?
The government will not do a lot. I think health is a personal responsibility.
Yes.
And you will agree with me with that these youths are at high risk of getting HIV,
Yeah.
but some of them are at risk by choice,
Yeah.
right? Because when you are having so many sexual partners, how do you want the government to intervene in this? You know, even if we've been crying all along that economy ni mbaya, uchumi ni mbaya, uchumi ni mbaya, how much does a condom cost?
50 shillings.
50 shillings.
Yeah.
In fact, you're going to get three pieces. You know,
Yeah.
that is enough to satisfy somebody. So if you don't make that initiative of getting a condom for yourself,
Yes.
then how do you want the government to help you? So, in a nutshell, I'm saying this is a personal responsibility. And that one doesn't mean that the government will not, do not have a role to play as far as protecting these youths is concerned.
Yeah.
They also have got a role to play. These youths who are getting out of the street, out in the street to look for money with, you know, using their body, and that is what we call having sex for money.
Yeah.
I think if they get a platform where they can be supported, some of them you will not see them outside there.
Yes.
So, then the government also have to strengthen the health sector to accommodate these people.
Yes.
Because the key population that we talked about, the gays, men who have sex with other men, the commercial sex workers, some of them, they don't access government facilities.
Yes.
Why? Because of the stigma and discrimination.
Yeah.
You know, because maybe you only have a level 3 hospital in your society, and whoever is working at the CCC clinic is your neighbor at home. So how will you go and explain to this person that, you know, I've been having sex with a lot of men, so I need PrEP or PEP for that matter? How are you going to do that? This person will leak the information.
Yeah.
So they fear. So the government also have to come up with strategies to also strengthen the health sector to accommodate these people so that they are not stigmatized by the health profession, and they are also not stigmatized by the community.
Okay. So as we conclude, the last question that I have for you, so how can the broader community become more engaged and supportive in addressing HIV vulnerability among this population?
Thank you so much for that. I think a big role that is supposed to be played as far as HIV prevention is concerned
Yes.
is supposed to be taken care of by the community. Right?
Yeah.
So even if we are going to come up with a lot of program to
Yeah.
support these people, but the program or the program or the CBOs
Yeah.
belong to the people.
Yes.
Right? So the community itself should come up with ways to support these people, link them to health facilities, link them to where they can get the necessary support, and also give them the what we call PSS,
Yes.
psychosocial support for that matter, so that they can live and feel to be part of that community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, it has been an amazing episode. We've learned so much from Boniface. I believe we're going to have him for so many more sessions, so that we're just able to understand what exactly goes on with, you know, the entire HIV community. And that is why we are here. That is why we have Counting the Red Ribbon. And just from his words, the first step is your personal responsibility. Your health is your personal responsibility. So make sure that at the end of the day, you're protecting you. By protecting you, you're protecting your neighbor. And as I always say, in a world where you cannot be anything, always remember to be kind. Do not stigmatize anyone. Do not discriminate anyone. Your parting shot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me for this.
You're welcome.
Session over here. I'm so grateful.
Yes.
I think we are here to support the community. The government is there to support the community. The organization are there to support the community. And no one is supposed to say that maybe they are at risk of getting HIV. No one. Because the facilities are there. Everything is there.
It's there.
At their disposal. iko sawa.
Yeah.
So it is good to take care of ourselves. As much as we could be having a lot of goals to achieve in life,
Yeah.
but if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take care of your health, then all those plans remain to be paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't take care of yourself, all those things remain to be paperwork. Those are his last words. Guys, let's meet same time, same place next week. My name is Lavinia Goa, and this has been Counting the Red Ribbons.
Katika kipindi tunakuletea wasanii.
What's up my guys? I go by the name Rain Amos.
Eti nikipita kwa macho na nipimia, na kama sina pesa huwezi nipimia. Hapa Shenster the Poet manze.
Ngoma moto moto.
If you wanna show some love, I don't fake it. Hey, kumenya mawazo mako. Nani anadera shida? Oh, utani wako.
Vichekesho mkisongaza, mahojiano moto moto, stori za wasanii pamoja na talanta za wasanii.
Fiki wa kasi gani kama wapatikani wakati wa shida.
Na pia kwenye kipindi utabambika, utajijenga, utaelimika, utakuza talanta yako.
My name is Rebecca Mutie, I'm a model and I'm Afri Kenya. I'm a student. Napenda kusikiza kipindi cha Bonga na Katoni kila Jumatatu kuanzia saa 9 mpaka saa 10.
Kumbuka ni kwenye Bonga na Katoni ndani ya TAS TV kuanzia saa 9 hadi saa 10 kila siku ya Jumatatu.
This is Bonga na Katoni in TAS TV. Karibuni.